Hello and welcome to another episode of Exposing Racism. I want to tell you that as a person of color and someone who is a victim of the system of white supremacy, I have the right to suspect someone who can be a white supremacist of being one. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have suspected that Kate Feldman from the New York Daily News is a white supremacist. Now, here's why. I suspect that she made this tweet, and let me go ahead and zoom into her comment so you can see it nice and close, that she presented this comment as a way to disengage any attempt that us as people of color, as white people who are not white supremacists or who do not believe or advocate for the system of white supremacy, to look into possibly the case that Jordan Rodriguez, the woman from the Charlotte Observer, who had taken a sleight of tongue and made it into a way to change the narrative from athletes standing up against systematic white supremacy to athletes who now look like sexist, who look like individuals who are against women. That's not the case at all. Again, as I said in the previous video about Mrs. Rodriguez, I want you to go back and look at that LeVar Ball situation. Those of you guys who watch sports, you know what I'm talking about. LeVar Ball was accosted by a white female. Very, very similar situation here. Different style. But again, white women understand how to operate under the system of white supremacy. They understand how to look and benefit, from being a victim. All right. They know how to make it work. Kate Feldman, in this case, Kate, as a victim of white supremacy, I suspect you of being a white supremacist, because by this tweet, you take racism and you make it as unimportant as, you make it as unimportant as, what somebody had for breakfast. I mean, that's basically what you did here. The very thing that this country was built on, racism, exploitation of people of color. You just devalue it. You devalue it. And again, as I've said several times, white liberal females, white feminists, their job is to deflect people of color from attacking the system of white supremacy, which all white women, including white feminists, benefit from, and changing that narrative into a gender argument. So instead of it becoming an argument that we're all people of color are against the system of white supremacy, they try to make it, well, it's men. Men are holding all of us down. So all of a sudden, it's all black men, all Asian men, all white men are all somehow equally involved in the oppression of all people. When we know that the system of white supremacy, again, benefits all white women, including white feminists. So they have no intention whatsoever of seeing the total eradication of the system of white supremacy, because they survive on it, they thrive on it, and they don't want to see that go away anytime soon. And ladies and gentlemen, here's your proof. Here is white supremacy, white feminism rather, in a nutshell. Everything you need to know. And again, to repeat, Kate Feldman, as a victim of white supremacy, I have the right to suspect anyone who could be a white supremacist of being one. And therefore, by this text, I suspect you of being a white supremacist. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, sign up to join Tariq Nasheed over at twitter.com. Please click subscribe. And thank you for enjoying this episode of Exposing Racism.